Four wheels have now been locked down on the first of the two CETA carts onto the starboard one truss. So CETA 1 now firmly installed on the starboard truss, and now the two spacewalkers will make their way back to the port one truss to do the same detachment and relocation of the second of these two crew equipment translation carts.
Ready? Yep. Okay, here we go. Hey, Rick, lay on your back. Hold still. Yeah, sure. And who put these CETA carts here? We'll have to move them again.
We get too far. Let's get a glove check on you.
Okay. Hey, Trace, on my left thumb, I actually do have a little bit of a hole in the Vectran. And if it helps any, Trace, when I push on that Vectran a little, I could actually see tiny metal fibers underneath it. I mean, I could see the surface under the Vectran, in other words.
Okay, we need Clay to stand by. And we need Clay to stand by, and because we do have a hole in the Vectran, we're going to have to terminate Rick's activity today. So we need him to head back to the airlock and do the terminate procedure in the cup checklist.
In the Destiny Laboratory, Canadian Space Agency astronaut Dave Williams is busy taking digital photography, close-up photography of the extravehicular mobility unit gloves, the spacesuit gloves, all of them, all of the sets of the gloves. Each crew member has two sets of gloves available to them, a prime and a backup set. This digital photography will be sent down for spacewalking technicians and engineers to analyze and take a look at to see what their condition is and to make sure that they are in good shape to support any future spacewalk activity that will be conducted during this mission, as well as the post-Endeavour time frame during what is known as stage activities when the International Space Station crews press ahead with their complement of work in between shuttle flights.
Barb, we have been standing by, waiting for your signal from space for 21 years. These students are a go to ask you the questions from space.
How and where do you sleep on a space station, and do you ever spacewalk?
Okay, well, Al is going to give you a demonstration of how we sleep. We've got these sleeping bags here. Okay, and Al is crawling into our sleeping bag. You can really sleep in any position here, right side up, upside down, it doesn't matter. But the main thing is you want to keep from floating around so that you don't hit your head into anything and either hurt yourself or hurt the equipment. So we have these sleeping bags. It's just kind of like a sleeping bag liner, and it has clips on it, and you can clip it anywhere you want.
What is your favorite space food?
Well, all the food is pretty tasty. I think my favorite is beef stroganoff. We have a little galley, a little kitchen area where we dispense water into our food because it comes up dehydrated, and we mush it around with our fingers a little bit to get the water well mixed, and then we stick it in the oven and warm it up for a few minutes, and then take a pair of scissors and cut the package open and eat it. We also really enjoy things like M&Ms, and we'll show you why.
Did you have a special teacher or mentor when you were a kid? Who was it, and why were they special to you?
You know, that's an interesting question because all through life it seems like you have special teachers. From when you're a kid in elementary school, up through high school, up through college, up through graduate school, and then well beyond that when you're out of college. And some of my mentors that have meant more than anything to me are 7 very special people who I believe are mentors to you, too. And that was the Challenger crew. They were my teachers, and I believe they are teaching us today still. And the benefits of what you all get to do in the Challenger centers are a result of their great teaching.
Thank you, the entire Endeavor crew, for sharing this time with children all across the country. Thank you, Endeavor.
And Dr. Scobie Rogers and all of the students and the Challenger Center staff, to all of you, thank you so much. This has been a real pleasure for us. Your questions were fabulous. We look forward to answering many, many more. And here's to you folks. We love you guys. Thanks.
And ISS on Space Ground 2 for Scorch. When you get there, step 1 of the AUI Connect is complete.
Are you spying on us?
Charlie Hobaugh and Clay Anderson, along with Al Drew in the Destiny laboratory of the International Space Station, talking to station communicator Tony Antonelli in the Space Station Flight Control Room about the start of some of the early steps in the procedures regarding this audio interface unit troubleshooting plan that is on tap for today.
In Houston on 2 for step 1.4.9, while we ran this first self-test, we never really saw a good waveform. We got spurious waveforms, it kind of came in and out. It says the test data acquisition is complete. We could use some guidance.
Okay, we copy 149, and give me a second.
Good view of mission specialist Al Drew in the Destiny laboratory, along with Clay Anderson, as they work to read voltage readings, signal strength basically from the input connector using a scope meter for this docked audio troubleshooting plan that is underway to try to alleviate the cause of intermittent and broken signals. Basically, over the past few years, this audio system has had intermittent communications problems, as well as some non-functional communications on what is called ICOM, or internal communications that the crew uses to talk to one another on board. This view now in the Quest airlock, as Clay Anderson has joined Dave Williams, the 2 spacewalkers for tomorrow's excursion outside the airlock in the 4th and final spacewalk of the mission. For the spacewalk tomorrow, Dave Williams will be extravehicular crew member number 2. He will be wearing the spacesuit with no stripes. Clay Anderson, EV3, or extravehicular crew member number 3, will be wearing the suit with the broken horizontal stripes. You can see the lower torso of that floating back at the intersection between the equipment lock and the crew lock section of the Quest airlock.
I'm Patrick Peterson with Florida Today. I represent a newspaper that is in the Kennedy Space Center area, and many of our readers do not agree with the decision to fly back without repairs. And for Commander Kelly, I would like to ask what you would say to someone who perhaps doesn't have the technical knowledge and yet feels that NASA should go the extra mile and provide an extra margin of safety for you and the crew on your return flight.
We agree absolutely 100% with the decision to not repair the damage. There was a lot of engineering rigor put into making this decision. It took some time, but that was because there was a lot of testing going on, ArcJet testing in particular, that took some time to get done. 2 independent teams looked at this, and some of the data, or actually the data indicates that without damage, this aluminum structure below the orbiter sees a temperature of about 300 degrees. With the damage that we have, the maximum temperature it will see is 340 degrees. The failing point of aluminum